afternoon, everybody. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Apologies for being about 15 minutes late. We had a power cut. And it's only just come back on. I was very close to just aborting the stream, but it has literally just come back on. So yes, finally we are here. But don't forget, tonight I will be doing a live watch along for Atalanta against PSG. That should be a really good game. Atalanta have had a really good season, and they've scored bag full of goals this season. And PSG, we know that they've got Neymar, they've got Mbappe, etc., etc. They're pretty relentless as well. So that should be a good end-to-end football match, better than that drabby game that we watched last night where Wolves got knocked out. I will be on HOTMIC for that, so make sure you check that link out. It's in the description. So is the code. I know a lot of you were saying the code wasn't in there. Well, the code is now in there. So make sure you do go and download that. After this stream ends, I will be doing a Premier League transfer update. Keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll drop within the hour. And then 5 o'clock, I'll be back again. And then obviously the watch along. So yeah, busy day for me. And we're going to start talking about a couple of players, actually. Still no sign of Willian. I don't know where he is, but he's not an Arsenal player yet. Maybe he's having a holiday. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with William, but he is not an Arsenal player yet. And this seems to be going on forever, doesn't it, really? We just need the announcement. Then we can harass Arsenal social media teams about the Aubameyang deal, can't we? So yeah, we need to get that one done pretty quick, and then we can move forward and get on to the Aubameyang deal, which hopefully again is going to be all but done if it isn't already. I think it is, if I'm honest. I think it's probably done, but we don't know. It's until it's official, nothing's done, is it? So yeah, this is going to drag on for the next couple of days by the looks of it, because Arsenal just love to long us out. They love to long us out. Let's move on to Alexander Lacazette. Yesterday we spoke about him being linked to a move to Juventus. 3 possible ways this could be done. I didn't realise this when I spoke about it yesterday. It evolved throughout the day. Lacazette to Juve as a cash deal was what I spoke about yesterday. Later in the afternoon, it then broke that Douglas Costa could be a swap deal that we try and explore. And Douglas Costa, really, like, I've never really got the hype around this geezer, if I'm honest. He's next month he's going to be 30. Do we want a 30-year-old winger that's never really been that great when we've already got Martinelli, Saka, Aubameyang plays on the left, we've got Pepe, we've got Reece Nelson. Do we need another winger? We've got Willian. Obviously, Willian's coming in by the looks of it, and I just don't get it. I mean, this season he's had a few injuries, but he has taken part in 29 games, albeit most of them have been off the subs bench. He's actually only played the equivalent of 11 full games, 3 goals, 7 assists though, which is not too bad. But when you've got Ronaldo up front, I reckon my nan could stick an assist on the plate for him. So yeah, I'm not really feeling that one. Let's move on to the other potential swap deal. Gonzalo Higuain. What's that all about? Is this 2014 all over again? Again, another one. He has only got a year left on his contract. And he is 32. He's going to be 33 in December. No, thank you. It's not 2013-14 season. I remember when apparently he was at the training ground. Funny enough, I was actually working in London Colney that day. The company I was working for at the time was actually fitting windows on a house right in front of the training ground, one of the little cottages there. So yeah, I met a few of the players as they were coming out, but Higuain wasn't one of them. And let's be real, these ships sailed 6-7 years ago. There's no way in a million years I want that geezer at Arsenal. No thanks. We see when he was at Chelsea, he weren't great. He was completely done and dusted out here. So yeah, not for me. Definitely don't want him anywhere near Arsenal. Let's move on to the latest one that's broke today. Early hours of this morning, this one broke. Quincy Promes. I was staggered and amazed when I found out that this guy is 28 years old. Like, really? Where have you been? 28, you know. He's had a pretty decent season. He's played 20 or took part in 28 games, which works out with the minutes that he's played about 20 games. 16 goals, 5 assists. 12 of them have come in the league. Now, listen, no disrespect to their league. It ain't exactly great, is it? Mainly playing off of left-hand side. which is where he's got 12 of his 16 goals in 20 games or 20 appearances. He's played 7 games at attacking midfield, where he bagged 4 goals and then 1 on the right wing. Now, this guy has had quite a few clubs over the years. Obviously, he's at Amsterdam in Ajax in Amsterdam at the moment. He came through FC20's academy. He then obviously went to Spartak Moscow, Sevilla. He's been everywhere, this guy. He's been to another team. I can't even pronounce their name. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm not even going to attempt that, but it's a Dutch team. The Go Ahead Eagles, I think it translates to. So yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to translate that. But he's had an awful lot of teams, which is something that when I look at a player, I think, why have you had so many clubs, mate? There's obviously something not quite right with you. Yeah. Whereas you might have an attitude problem. You might not be that great. You might come in and start well and then fizzle out really quickly. And Quincy Promes, I'm sorry. Again, another one. I just don't get the hype around him. Yes, you look good in Eredivisie. You're 28 years old. And I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, you know, he's 28, he's too far gone, blah, blah. Well, he ain't, is he? 28 isn't that old as a footballer. But when you're predominantly a left winger and most of your games are played at left wing, would you translate that 16 goals that you've scored this season in that league into 16 goals in the Premier League? Probably not. And the reason I'm saying that is if you look at Pepe, for example, Pepe came in from Lille, where he scored 20 odd goals last season. He had 15 assists or whatever it was. It was ridiculous, his stats. Now have a look at his stats this season. They're half of what they were last season. So coming in from a league that's not as good as the Premier League, it's not as competitive, etc., etc. The intensity levels are lower in their leagues than they are to our league. You could halve his stats in one. So he'd average, what, 8 goals maybe. Is that good enough? No. Martinelli scored more than that this season. 25 million quid. I think that we could go and put that 25 million pound into something a bit better in midfield, maybe central midfield. Maybe that 20 odd million quid could go and pay for Gabriel at centre back. You know, so I just look at it and I think, listen, Quincy Promes is a half decent footballer. Is he good enough to come in and light up the Premier League and get us up higher up the table? I don't think he is. And when we're looking at the likes of William, yes, William's 4 years older. I just think that William has been there. He's done it in this league. He knows what this league's about. There ain't no adaptation time. Like, he can walk straight into Arsenal. He don't need to adapt to Arsenal. He's lived in London for 7 years. He knows what it's about to grow up in London, playing for a London football team. When you get a player from a league like France or like Italy or anywhere else, really, and they come in, you don't know how they're going to adapt. And 25 million quid for somebody that I personally don't think is that good. No, I think we should do that on something else. And I think that when you're playing in a winger position, there's a lot of emphasis on you to create attacks. There's a lot of emphasis on you to get back and defend. You know, you've got to try and get involved in goals. You've got to try and create goals. I don't think he's that good, this Quincy Promes. When I look at Willian, yes, Willian's stats on paper are not great compared to this guy, but this is a tougher league. So Willian's stats, if Willian was playing at Ajax last season, he'd probably have better stats than Quincy Promes. So I think that if we are getting Willian, which it does look like it's done, we have no room in the squad for another winger. So I don't think we should be looking at any, if I'm honest. We are linked to quite a few, but don't get it. Go and get a centre-back. Go and get a left-back if you want a left-back, if you want to sell Kolasinac, and go and buy a central defensive midfielder. Sign up Ceballos. Get rid of Bellerin. Get rid of Torreira Xhaka. Go and get another midfielder and another right-back. And I think we're good to go. You know, that ain't going to be good enough to win a title. Of course it isn't. But it'd be good enough to get us right up into that top 4, in my opinion. But I just don't get it with some of these players that we're linked to. You know, maybe it's his agent putting it out there to try and get him a new deal. I don't know. He is under contract for a few more years. So maybe he wants to use Arsenal to get an even better team right now. So I don't know. Like I said, we've got Willian all but done. We just need the announcement on that. Quincy Promes, not for me, not good enough. Douglas Costa, never got the hype around him. He's just a Brazilian Wilfried Zaha. Looks good, glides on the pitch, don't score enough goals for me. So yeah, neither of them. As for Lacazette, yeah, it's time to say goodbye, mate. It's time to say goodbye, because I would get rid of Lacazette, but I'd rather do it in terms of maybe a swap for Thomas Partey. I know they explored that option. I don't know why, but they did. And that's obviously been blown out the water. And yeah, man, maybe get a bit of cash in and buy Thomas Partey instead. Let's come to some of your comments. Xhaka is essential. Yes, he needs to leave real quick. Essentially, he needs to leave. He's not good enough, mate. He's not good enough. All he's done is go back to the level he was at when we signed him, which isn't good enough to win my club a title. So not for me, mate. Got to bin him. And I would do that immediately. We don't need a left back. We've got Tierney, who's world class. Afternoon, Connor. Well, if Tierney gets injured, then we're pretty stuck if we're playing a back four. Because I don't want to see Kolasinac in there, and Saka normally plays in a 5, doesn't he? But I think maybe get rid of Kolasinac and go and get another left back, man. Big up everyone watching on Twitch. Half our team we need to sell. Agreed. Afternoon, Dr. Viraj. Hopefully you're having a good day, my friend. Members stream on Thursday, buddy. Make sure you come and check that out. Thursday, about 6, 7 o'clock UK time, yeah? Sam says Arsenal's lineup next season is looking like a KFC menu option. Bucket of wings. I don't know what you mean, mate. What do you mean? What's that all about, bro? What do you mean? What's that all about? Atletico want 45 million cash, not a swap or instalments. Well, that's because he's got a buyout clause. So yeah, you have to pay it up front. But I know that they tried to swap Guendouzi. I like, really? Okay. So we're valuing Guendouzi at 43 million now. Afternoon, LP13. Yeah, Real Madrid. I spoke about this last night on the stream last night before the watch along. Dani Ceballos is going to be called back to Real Madrid to go into pre-season training. That doesn't necessarily mean we ain't getting him. He's their player at the end of the day, and his contract, as far as I'm aware, is done. So yeah, he's going to be going back to them. And you never know. We might loan him again. There was a story doing the rounds yesterday that we want to loan him as opposed to sign him on a permanent. So then that frees up the money to go and spend it somewhere else. The way the media are manipulating all of this and the way they're putting it out there is, oh, we can't afford to go and buy Dani Ceballos because if we do, it means we can't buy this person. Shut up, man. Seriously, we have got millions and millions and millions of pounds sat in bank accounts. Yeah, Stan Kroenke has just paid the stadium off. Yeah, 230 million quid, gone, done. So that 230 million quid that was sat in the bank account, yeah, is ours. Well, it's now Stan's because he's paid the stadium off and he's obviously took it back. But we're debt free. We can go and spend what we like. And we've got a lot of money to spend. These people like Sky Cava, what a bellend that geezer is. Absolute bellend. He spent all summer last summer telling us we're skint and we can't afford anyone. Yeah, then he had to sit there and tell everyone we'd sign Nicolas Pepe. So these people, half the time, ain't got a clue what they're talking about. Some of these media outlets, like I've said many times before, sometimes it's the player putting it out there. Sometimes it's the player's agent trying to get a new deal. Sometimes it is genuine. Sometimes it's the club that are looking to buy one player, but putting out another player in the same position, saying, oh, we're linked to this one, just so it speeds up the deal for the other one. So sometimes you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Like I said, that I always look at these stories and I just think, like, okay, what's my fault on that? You know, and I look at every angle possible and think, okay, nah, cool, that's a load of rubbish. And most of the time, when you see it say, and it says, reports suggest Arsenal want this player, or reports in Germany say this, but they don't ever link the report. That is a load of bollocks, in my opinion. There ain't no reports, you just made it up. You know, and I'll be real, yeah? I see people on the internet every day making up transfer rumours that end up going into the media. So, yeah, man, you got to take some of them with a pinch of salt. But I do think Dani Ceballos will come back. Whether that's a loan or not, I don't know. Jamie says we do need a left back, but only if it's a backup, because backup left back, because Kolasinac won't cut it at left back anymore. Kolasinac can go and be Mesut Ozil's bodyguard in Turkey, mate. That's what he can do. Oh, the KFC reference was to all the wingers we want. No, it don't really make sense, does it? Wings. Yeah, wings, wingers. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, mate. Leno or Martinez, says Martin. Martinez for me. Leno's got to earn his spot back, mate. Wolves Central says, hi Lee, thoughts on Wolves last night. I thought we were way too defensive, awful on the ball. The juiced up Iwobi was rubbish. He has been ever since I called him that. He's actually now the oiled up Iwobi. That's what he is, isn't he? Although saying that, he did win the penalty, and that was a crazy run he went on. So, Disappointed in Jimenez. Normally he'd ping them in the back of the net, but Wolves were crap last night, man. That's one of the worst games I've seen them play. Yeah, that was equally as bad as when they played against us and against Chelsea when Chelsea slapped 5 past you. But yeah, Sevilla, they're a decent team, man. And the geezer who scored that, Ocampos, is a decent little striker. Great header as well. I think Patricio should have done a little bit better with it. But yeah, man, at least you can concentrate on a full stint for top 4 next season now because you ain't got Europe, have you? So yeah, I don't dislike Wolves. I actually kind of like watching Wolves. But last night it was boring the life out of me. So there we go. If we sell Guendouzi, he will go on to be the next Kante. All the Arsenal fans will be complaining we sold him, and those same fans wanted him gone. Possibly. Big up Phoenix on Twitch. Afternoon, darling. Do you think Callum Chambers will be sold to Fulham? Hopefully, because we can get some decent money for him. So hopefully, yeah. He ain't that great, is he? Kia and Edu mugging you off. William is coming to Arsenal to run his hotel with Louise and Kia. He's actually got a restaurant, isn't he, William? He runs a restaurant in London. I'm sure sales will go through the roof when Arsenal announce that he's an Arsenal player. Thoughts on the message I sent you regarding Gabriel? Yeah, apparently his sisters followed Arsenal. These things. It's funny because there's a guy on Instagram who's got about 50,000 followers. Yeah, nice young lad. Good account. Arsenal realist, something like that. But he is really good, and he had Gabriel Magalhaes follow him the other day, and then swiftly unfollow him about half hour later. But yeah, his account's pretty decent. So go and check him out. He's got about 50k followers on it. He grows massive, man. His account's sick. So yeah, fair play to him. But yeah, Gabriel's sister followed Arsenal. So I don't know whether they're just teasing. I don't know. Any news on Coutinho? None as of yet that I've seen, mate. Maybe I've missed it, but I haven't seen any at the minute. Let's do 3 more. Can you do a rebuild video with Chig in depth? Yeah, we'll sort that maybe. Remind me at the end of the season. Well, I know it's the end of the season. Remind me at the end of this month after the Community Shield, because then we've got about 2 weeks off before the season starts again. So yeah, let's do 2 more. Thoughts on Zek Medley? Is he all that? Real talk? No. Pretty simple, really. He's not all that. One more. There you go. We'll end on that. Big up Reese, one of the latest members of the channel last night as well. So thank you for that, mate. Appreciate that. Really good member stream with Claude last night as well. If you haven't checked that out, I did stream it live. So go and check that out. It's one of the videos further back on the channel. Don't forget tonight I will be doing a watch along for Atalanta versus PSG, and I will be back in about an hour with a Premier League transfer video and the 5 p.m. stream. Probably about 6 p.m. the stream, actually, not 5 p.m. But we shall see. Between 5 and 6 at some point. And yeah, man, his sister's unfollowed Arsenal. There you go. We'll end on that bombshell. Have a wonderful afternoon. Smash the likes up before you leave, and subscribe if you're new as well. Less than 250 subscribers away from 40k. So if you haven't subscribed, get on it. Smash the likes. I'm not even 100 likes. You lot are a disgrace today. What's going on here? Do smash them up. I'll leave you in peace. Laters, peeps.